Hey everybody, what's up? I wanted to discuss today why The Elder Scrolls Online is one of the best games available right now on the consoles, and why you should pick it up if you haven't already. So what makes this game one of the best on the consoles? Well, let's start off with the theme. It's Elder Scrolls, so everything in the game is part of the Elder Scrolls lore. It's just seeped with it, like a French dip, just soaked with our juice sauce. Delicious food references aside, this game does a very good job of emulating what made the single-player Elder Scrolls games so good. And by that I mean the combat, the questing, the stories, the voice acting. It's all present and all feels like Elder Scrolls. The combat, for example, is all real-time. You have to aim, for the most part. Things like spells and ranged attacks, you don't have to be like 100% accurate like you do in a shooter, but for melee attacks you pretty much have to be on point or you're going to miss. And there's a lot of depth to the combat as well. You have blocking, you have like bashing with your weapons or shield, which interrupts people doing heavy attacks. You have light and heavy attacks, you have a variety of spells, and you have 2 different skill bars that you can switch back and forth to, and each skill bar encompasses a different weapon and different skill sets. So you can have 2 different weapons, or you could have the 2 same weapons, the 2 same types of weapons, and then just add on more skills in that tree. So there's just a lot of depth, and it's all real-time and excellent, and much better than anything else on the consoles currently as far as MMOs goes, combat-wise. And this isn't for everybody, but it's a combat system that I personally prefer over the way Final Fantasy XIV does it, with their, 1 second global cooldown, hotkey, where you just kind of stand still. There is a little bit of moving around where you get bonuses if you hit somebody from the side or from the back, depending on your skill in Final Fantasy, but it's just so much more rigid and monotonous, especially with that global cooldown. Combat feels really slow at times. The closest comparison I could make combat-wise for a game like this would be DC Universe on the PlayStation 4. Not sure if it's on the Xbox, I don't think it is, but yeah, I'd say that's the closest comparison. And DC Universe's combat's pretty good, except for the whole DLC thing, where if you wanted to buy all the DLCs and have all the powers, you'd be spending over $100. Granted, that game is free, but still, that's twice the amount of money you would need to spend compared to The Elder Scrolls Online, which does have a cash shop, but there's literally nothing you need to buy on the cash shop, so don't worry about that. So the combat's good. What else is there? Well, there is a level of NPC interaction that I have not seen in really any other MMO that comes to mind. At least, definitely on console and potentially PC. I can't remember the last time. On PC, I was able to walk up behind an NPC, pickpocket them, or kill them. And I don't remember the last time I could go inside of an NPC's home and scrounge around in their cupboards for epic loot, things to steal that I can take to essentially what is a thieves guild, and you can launder it or you can just sell it for straight up money. But if you're caught pickpocketing, then the guards come after you and they kill you, and you have to pay a bounty. I don't remember the last time anyone's been able to do that in an MMO, and that is what makes this so very Elder Scrolls for me, and really just evolves the game past its own genre. And that level of NPC interaction is not emulated or done in any capacity on any other MMO currently out on consoles, to my knowledge. I don't think Final Fantasy XIV even comes close. And you sure as hell aren't going to see anything like that in Warframe or Destiny. No, not even close. But granted, those 2 games are almost different genres, even though, Destiny's not even an MMO technically, but it can be compared in some aspects. And the next aspect we're going to compare is social aspects, the ability to socialize with other players in a game that has some open world aspects to it. The Elder Scrolls Online utilizes a proximity-based voice chat system, as well as different chat rooms if you're in a guild. There's multiple chat rooms for members, for officers, and the like. But it's all completely voice-based, so if you don't have a microphone, it's... well, you're going to hear... Either you're going to hear other people talking, but you won't be able to talk back to them. It gets kind of lonely. There is no text system yet. There is an emote system where you can like go through a couple of pages and then pick from a list of different emotes, and that's okay, but it's not as good as a text system. The opposite of that, the other extreme, would be like Warframe, which, to my knowledge, does have in-game voice options, but all the trading, everything like that, all the guilds are largely handled by text in a text box, and I've used that and I've seen it, and it's just not very elegant. It's not very easy. It takes time. It's cumbersome. So in that way, I would say the Elder Scrolls Online is superior. And just plain talking aside, you have the easy ability to trade with people, to send people mail with gold or items, or you can make it so like if you wanted to like sell somebody something, you could set it up to where you would ask for a certain amount of gold, and that would be applied to the item, to the attachment in your mail, and they would have to send you that gold. And it's like once they get the mail, and it's this automated system. It's really nice. Stuff like that is really nice. Guilds are really fully featured and an excellent way to keep in touch with your team. And in PvP, you can have parties of up to, what, like 20, 30 people, like a huge amount of people in a party, all voice chatting at the same time, coordinating together, taking over forts. That kind of socialness you're not going to find in anything else, aside from maybe Final Fantasy XIV to some degree, although in my experience it was a little more cumbersome, took a little bit more work to actually get there. You're not going to see this at Warframe, though. You're definitely not going to see anything like that in Destiny. Destiny and trading? Yeah, right. No, that's not gonna happen. What about Destiny and an in-game guild solution? No, ain't happening. I mean, for crying out loud, it took half a year just to get the ability to voice chat with people with a proximity-based solution. And even then, it's not handled the right way because nobody freaking uses it, in my experience. So yeah, no, sociability for games like Destiny are just, they're crap compared to this. ESO is much more social in that regard. We do need that text system though, just for those other little things. They would make socializing a little bit easier for those who don't want to use the mic or don't want to try and talk to people or listen to everybody in towns. But yeah. And last but not least, we have the open-ish world PvP that's all faction-based. That's quite reminiscent of the way PlanetSide 2 handles it, and I know that's pretty popular on the PlayStation 4. Oh, but this PvP, guys, and that's all this gameplay has been in this video, is just PvP in large groups, group warfare, taking down forts with ballista and trebuchets and battering rams. Oh, and it lasts all the time. Every week, every month, constantly. There's always a fight, and it's great. Oh, it's the best. Better than anything. Final Fantasy doesn't come close to this crap. Oh, it's great. And I'm not going to cover PvE in this video because I covered it in other videos, but yes, PvE is also great. Questing is great. The quest lines are interesting. Voice acting is phenomenal. So, yeah, that's already good. And it's all those things combined that makes the Elder Scrolls Online one of the best, if not the best, MMO on the consoles to date. Do not forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more. I will see you guys back in game, folks. Have a good one.